little bit of drama when it comes to the upcoming international break. Kylian Mbappe will not be part of the France squad. Here's what France manager Didier Deschamps has had to say about it. He said, I've had discussions with him. It's a decision that I took for this block of matches only. Kylian wanted to come. Well, let's get some of our French contingent in. Frank Leboeuf is with us, as is Julien Laurens. Let me start with you then, Jules. What's this all about?
Well, it's a big surprise because last night we were told that Kylian would be in the squad, would be called up by Deschamps, and then everything changed this morning. Not really sure exactly when or how, but it turned out that Mbappe is not in the squad for the second international break in a row. The last time he didn't want to come, so Deschamps left him at home. This time he wanted to come, according to Deschamps. And it's Deschamps who took the decision. He said it's better that way. It's better if he's not here, which I'm not really sure what that means. He said two things. He said, I'm not going to discuss it with you guys, as in us, the media. He said, but I'll tell you two things. One, he wanted to come, so it's my decision. And secondly, it's got nothing to do with the investigation going on in Sweden, where Kylian spent a few days off. Remember, we talked a lot about it a month ago. So this is it. We don't know much more than that.
The captain of France, Frank, is best for the team to not have him there?
Well, you know, in terms of performances, yes, maybe the best, because we all agreed that Mbappe is not at his best right now. So it's maybe for him better, or for France also, to see him resting a little bit and get back into his best. But yeah, it's strange why he's been named the captain. Second time he's not there. I have to say that I never seen that in my since I follow football, and he wants to come, but Deschamps now doesn't want him to come. That's very strange, because I think things need to be clarified for me in a way that we want to know why. I mean, if Deschamps decides to not pick Mbappe because of his performances, that will be enough for me. But like now, it's like, yeah, there is something underneath. And you don't want to say, because there is something underneath. And so there are some theory of conspiracy that you can see coming out, and that's not nice. So it should be better to say, well, I don't want to pick him because he's not good enough right now, and I want him to rest in order for him to be better in a future game.
Jules, what is this down to? Is it down to Mbappe's poor form?
We don't really know. Okay, I mean, last night I was told, as we always brief the night before Deschamps announces his squads, that he was going to be in the squads, because obviously he was not called up in October. That was his choice, Kylian's decision not to come in October. So Deschamps respected it, and this time everybody thought he would be back. Obviously, he's the France captain. It's okay to miss one, not so much to miss two international breaks in a row, especially when you are in the National League trying to qualify for the quarterfinals. So there's still big games to play. And something clearly changed this morning. Deschamps explained it, although he was not really too talkative about it, really, this morning, this lunchtime in his press conference. He said, I'm going to tell you two things, and that's it. The first one is, he wanted to come back. It was my decision. I thought it was better this way, without him in the squad, which I don't really know what that means. And the second point that he made was, this is nothing to do with the investigation that is going on in Sweden, where Mbappe had a few days off last month, and you remember, and a lot of things happened there. So this is all we know right now, and I'm not sure that's enough, really.
So, Frank, if we do read between the lines with the information that we've been given here, what's the conclusion we can come up with?
You can come with many conclusions. Maybe, let's say the first one, that is because Deschamps thinks that Mbappe is not good enough right now, not shape enough to give his best for the national team. That is under big pressure because of what happened maybe in Sweden, because of the performances that he has with Real Madrid, and it's better for him to rest a little bit and to not show himself in those bad conditions. But the thing is not clear. So Didier Deschamps would have told us, he doesn't come because he's not good enough. That would have been fair enough for me. But because he doesn't say, you can start any theory of conspiracy because he doesn't want to play, because there is other problems, and I think it would have been clear and simply clear that if he would have told, I don't pick him, because I think Kylian needs to recenter himself to make sure that next time he's going to be good, and he's going to be good for Real Madrid. That's not clear for me, and not clear enough.
What do you make of it, Shaka?
It's a difficult one to figure out, in all honesty. And while I get it that certainly his form doesn't warrant a call up. Listen, I'd be honest. I cannot remember Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo ever going through poor runs of form. But they're human, so let's assume it happened at some point or the other. You don't leave them out of your Argentina and Portugal squads, respectively. When you have a player of that talent, of that standing within your national team, you don't leave them out for poor form. And then the thing for me is, as a player in poor form for club, and he's under pressure at Real Madrid, and everything he does, I'm sure goes under a microscope. Going back with your national team is that little bit of respite, where you can feel welcome, you know everybody, you've enjoyed successes. So getting that time away from Madrid and then being back in France, I would have thought would have been the best thing for Kylian Mbappe. Maybe Didier Deschamps think that Kylian just needs a little bit more time off, but to Jules' point, maybe time off with Kylian Mbappe isn't the best idea either. So I just feel that there's so much happening behind the scenes, there's an undercurrent to this, that I just can't understand and explain. I feel somebody's holding back. Deschamps is not telling us the full story here.
If you're to look at a positive from it, Zat, obviously it's always, as Shaka said, a surprise when you don't see the superstars getting called up from the national team. Is a positive that he can now focus on what's ahead with Real Madrid, given that it's been a bit of a difficult time for him there?
Yeah, 100%. On one hand, I like the decision, because if someone's not playing well, you're setting the tone to the squad. If you're not playing well, you're not in my squad. But hopefully it's beneficial for Real Madrid that he does get the rest. He can stay at the training ground. He can work on the little things that he needs to work on. And when the club games come back around, he's going to be better off for it. So hopefully that's the plus.